So, Kal Kadosh, we're going to be learning about Choshen Mishpat, which is basically money matters. We're first going to learn about the musar of ethics, of being careful, whether it's of stealing and other things. And then we're going to go into the halachot. Now, why is it so important? Because we know that especially during this time, from Pesach until Shavuot, it's very important to learn also Pirkei Avot and Musar. So Bli Neder will also do Pirkei Avot as well. And we'll try to do many different things throughout the week. But tonight we're going to learn a little bit about Choshen Mishpat, which is money, business ethics. So it says over here like this. Perek Aleph of the Sefer says, chapter 1, Onsho shel mi shelo nizhar migezel. This is a punishment for somebody that's not careful with stealing. So it says, the Sefer Reshit Chochmah in Perek Yud Gimel, Mesechet Ginam says, Amar Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, Pa'am achat hayiti malech bederech. I was once walking on the path. Umitzani Eliyahu Navi found me. Amar li, so he told me, Retzoncha sham yidcha al shar Ginam kedei lirot ma mitrachesh sham. Do you want me to show you? I'm going to put you at the entrance of Geinam, the entrance of hell, so you could see what's going on there. Amarti lo ken. So I said, yeah, listen, you wouldn't want to see the entrance of hell. For sure. You want to see what's going on? No, it's some people will be afraid, but yeah, for sure. No, that's what you're looking for. Yeah. Vereni bnei adam shetluyim b'yedeihem. So he showed me people that they were hung by their hands. Hanging by their hands. I saw people that they were giving them sand to eat. They were giving it to them against their will, forcing them to eat sand. Reshit Chochmah was already during the time of almost Arizal HaKadosh, a few hundred years ago. Yeah, but he's bringing it down from a Mesechet Ginam, Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi. We're not talking about just Stam. We're talking about Mamash. You understand? If I remember correctly, let me put here. They were giving them to eat chol dak, sand against their will, and their teeth were breaking. Ve'omer lahem HaKadosh Baruch Hu, says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Resha'im, keshe'achaltem gezel, when you ate stolen things, haya matok befichem, it was very sweet in your mouth. Ve'atayim bechem koach lechol, now you can't eat. That's why it says in the pasuk, and we say Shinei Reshaim Shibarta. The teeth of Reshaim he broke. Why? Because when they went and they were eating things which were stolen, then all of a sudden he comes and he gives them things which are not stolen. Also, it was breaking their teeth. They couldn't. So the Sefer Chayei Adam says, Shafilu yitanei adam 100 shana. Even if a person is going to confess for 100 years, so think about it. He's right now doing ta'aniyot for 100 years. Vidui 100 times per day. He's bringing all the rams and everything as sacrifices. It's not going to help until what? It's not going to help, right? Until what is going to happen is he's going to give back the gezelah, and he's going to appease, right, his friends. So the Rambam comes and he says he's counting gezel, one of the 24 things which impede teshuvah. So imagine a person could live 100 years, 100 viduis every single day, every day vidui. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, 100 times. Vidui 100 times a day. He could bring all the korbanot in the world. Nothing until he gives back the gezel. If he didn't give back that which he stole, he didn't do anything. Nothing. Yeah, he didn't. Huh? Shuvah doesn't help if you don't give back that which a person stole. I once met a person. Yeah, I'm a bal teshuvah. Bal teshuvah. Did you pay him back that which he stole? No. What? So you didn't do teshuvah. There's nothing there. Nothing. And this is also brought down in Ilchot Yom Kippurim, by the way. By Ilchot Yom Kippur, we learned this also as well. That if a person came and he stole, he could ask teshuvah from HaKadosh Baruch Hu from the Avirah of Gezel, but if he doesn't give back that which he stole, wallow. Nothing. Yeah, he didn't do anything. Yeah, now it says not only that, it's chakuk b'mitzcho shel adam. on a person's forehead, it's written that he stole. It's already there. It's engraved in the forehead. Maaseh haya bizman ha'arizal hakadosh. It was a story during the time of the Arizal hakadosh. Shepam achad nigash elav Rabbi Avraham Galante. Rabbi Avraham Galante came to visit him. Ubikesh mimenu shistakel lo b'mitzcho. He told him, look at my forehead. Ve'irei im rashum bo eze avon. Check if there's something written on the forehead. V'im achen chakuk ez avon. If there is something, let me know. That's what he told him. Let me know. He looked at his forehead and he said, it's written on your forehead, stealing, right? Stolen objects. Stealing. Gezel. He went to his house. He was depressed. He was, in mourning. He went to his store. He called everybody that they were working for him. He went and he told them, you should know that I'm a human being. I don't want to go to Gehinam. Yeah, I don't want to go to hell. So he says, please, if I owe somebody money, ask me for it. If you don't want to ask me for the money, you're not working for me. You're already fired. You want to work for me? Work for me. One condition. You tell me that I'm obligated to you. I owe you money. I owe you something. How many times does it happen? Somebody lends you a pen. Yeah, but now they're embarrassed to ask you for the pen back. Yeah, but 1 second, but you just, it's a problem. Money, you owe the money. No. You have to ask. You have to be able to come and to ask it back. So he says, he put money in front. And he told them, yeah, anybody that thinks that I owe them money, do for me chesed, and take everything that I owe you. Nobody came to take the money. None of the workers came. A woman came. She went and she took 2 prutot, 2 coins. She went and she took 2 coins. Immediately she went to the Arizal HaKadosh. So he asked the Arizal again, come look at my forehead. He looked in his forehead and he said, he sees nothing on his forehead. Then he went and he told him, by the way, you know how much gezel you were chayav? 2 coins. That means the Arizal, now he's telling him the truth. By the way, you should know, I didn't tell this to you. But this is what was written on you. 2 coins. That's all that it was. שאותה אישה שהושיטה ידדה לקחת פרוטות, הייתה הורגת המומחית בין כולם. והיה צריך לתת לה 2 פרוטות יותר מכולם. ולכן דקדקו איתו בשמיים על כך והחשיבו לו. You know what happened? This woman, she was more experienced than all the rest. Since she was more experienced and she did a better job than the rest, you have to pay them more. You have to pay according to the value. You can't pay someone the same value that you're paying for an apprentice or a novice, right? That's what they say, no? A novel, right? Somebody that's learning, that somebody, what? Yeah, an apprentice, right? Somebody that's learning on the job to somebody that's already an expert. She was an expert. He had to pay her more. He didn't pay her more. Since he didn't pay her more, she went and she took it. So B'Shamayim, they were medaktakim that he had to pay her more because she was an expert in it. So it says a person should just pay attention and to learn. The fact that he had to pay, he didn't steal from anybody, he didn't pickpocket, he didn't trick anybody. You know what it was? He had a worker that he didn't pay them more because of their wisdom or experience. Yeah, just because of that. It was already on his forehead. Gezel. Imagine a person is going to cheat someone else. Imagine a person is going to trick someone else. So then for sure it's going to be in his metzach, on his forehead. Avonot rabim gdolim, very big sins. How's he going to put up his face in Yom Adin? It's going to be written all over him. ולכן השיב את הגזלה במהרה. Quickly give back the גזלה. ובזה תכופר חטאתו, and therefore he's going to have his sins forgiven. This story was brought down in the Me'am Loes, brings this down. Okay? Another one. חזרה בגלגול כדי להחזיר את הגזל. Another story. Remember, the way of the Sefer is, first of all, it's going to bring you all the stories to do with being careful, and then it's going to tell you all the halachot of how to be careful, right? And it's going to bring all the things which are very common, right, that people to be careful about. So it says, ידוע מפורסם, it's known, שעבור כל פרוטה שאדם נשאר חייב לזרותו במזד, that if you're חייב even one פרוטה to your friend in this world, וחברו לא מאכל לו על כך, and he didn't forgive you for it, צריך להתגלגל ולרדת שוב לעולם השפל, you have to go back into this world, כדי לפרוע את החובות שחייב, that he has to pay back. So it says, ואת הגזל אשר גזל, and that which he stole. מעשה היה ברבי מאיר מפר משלן. He says there was a story with רבי מאיר מפר משלן, שבא להתאכסן בבית אחד מאנשי שלמה. So he went and he stayed at somebody's house, somebody that he knows very well. תוך כדי סיכה, ביקש ממנו רבי מאיר שיראה לו את אורות הסוסים שלו. Right? So he comes and he tells him, listen, show me where the horses are and this and that. So when he showed him where it was, the horse stables, הצביע הרב על סוס מסוים שמצא חן בעיניו, וביקש ממנו שייתן לו אותו במתנה. So he went and he told him, you want to give it to me as a present. אמר לו הבעל הבית, says the בעל הבית, יבחר נא כבוד הרב סוס אחר. You want a horse, but choose another horse. He says, why? שסוס זה אפשר להוציא, I can't take it out. כי הוא המובחר מכולם, it's the best one. וכל עיסוקי, right? He says, everything that I do, בהובלת סחורות, everything does with this horse. כשראה הרב שאינו מוכן לתת לו את הסוס, ביקש ממנו שיראה לו את שטרי החוב שחייבים לו אנשים. So he went and he says, okay, fine, give me what do people owe you. הראה לו את האיש, את השטרות. So he comes and he shows him the different documents. והרב מצא ביניהם שטר חוב מסוים, he found a document. So he says, you know what, give it to me as a present. You know what a document is? For example, let's say you have a document that Mr. X owes you $10,000. Then you have another document that Mr. Y owes you another $10,000. And you have this, things like that. So I tell you, show me all of them. So you show me, I like this one. Give it to me as a present. So אמר לו בעל הבית, he says, no. בעל שטר חוב זה כבר נפטר מן העולם. He says, the person passed away. ואין לי יותר ממי לגבות, who am I going to take it from? ולכן לא תהיה לכבודו שום תועלת משל, it's not going to help you. Or you're going to take a שטר חוב of somebody that's dead. There's no lien, no nothing. הרב לא נכנע, he wasn't נכנע, he wasn't happy with that. What happened? הוא ביקש ממנו בכל זאת שייתן לו את השטר במתנה. He says, give it to me still. ואותו איש הסכים, he gave it to him. טוב, תכף לקח הרב את השטר וקראו לגזרים. He took it and he tore it up into pieces. No, it's not paying the loan. It's a loan that they owe him. Shtarei chov is, for example, okay, if you want to call it nowadays, it's like a check, right? It's like a check, but it's a shtar chov that you owe me money, right? So therefore I come and say, let me see all the shtar chovot that the people owe you money. So he says, I like this one. No, the person passed away, so give it to me. Okay, fine. He tore it up. Yeah, he tore it up. All of a sudden, the משרת starts screaming, הסוס המובחן נפל לפתע ומת. Your best horse, he just dropped dead. נדהם בעל הבית. The בעל הבית is shocked. והבין שיש דברים, the בעל הבית comes and he says, this rabbi is not playing games here. There's something wrong here, you understand? The rabbi wants the horse. I don't give him the horse, so he wants to see shtarei chovot. I give him the shtar chov. He was the one that decided the shtar chov. I give him the shtar chov. He tears it up, and all of a sudden he dies. What's going on? So he comes and he tells the Rebbe, you have to explain to me. I'm not going to let you go until you explain. Yeah, you have to explain to me what's going on. Nana Rabbi Amar, he says, Da lecha, you should know, shebal shtar chov shemet, the one that he owed you money, he died. נגזר עליו בשמיים שעליו להתגלגל בסוס זה לשרת אותך במרץ ובאמונה. He says he has to come back in this world as a horse in order to serve you with the best. He had to run, he had to do everything, the most, like everything. Why? Instead of the chov, instead of the debt that he owed you. That's why you were so happy with the horse. Because he did everything for you. And he was the most mutzlach, the most successful. Ani chafatzti livtoto miyadcha. I wanted to redeem him from him. I wanted to let him free, basically. But since you stopped so much, what am I going to do? So then I went and I said, okay, fine. So give me matana, give me as a present the debt that he owed you. Once I tore the shtar, once I tore the decree that he owed you money, now what happened is that he was forgiven. Once he's forgiven, he doesn't have to serve you anymore. And therefore he dropped dead and he died. Yeah, powerful story from a sus, a horse. Look what it is. Yeah, you have to be careful next time your car gives you, if he's too good and so on and so forth. I'm going to start asking you, yeah, a real story. For sure it's a real story. Yeah, there's no sipur safta here. There's no grandma's tales. 100%.
I heard the same story from
Baal Shem Tov, it could be. This is from the Rebbe Mifashlim, from Mishlan, right? Different stories. Okay. Next, מסופר רבי יעקב קולי, שהיה לו שותף עם מישהו בעסק מסוים, והרווחים חולקו ביניהם חצי חצי. There was another story with another rabbi that he had a partnership with someone, and the רווחים were half-half. Yeah, they always used to take half-half. Remember, one of the pshatim of the Gemara is that always a person will have success if he does a shutafut with a Tamil Chacham. Somebody once told me, Rabbi, you want to go do a business? I said, I don't know anything in business. You just put something in, and that's it. That's already the partnership. Why? You have beracha afterwards. That's all that you need. Afterwards, don't worry about the rest. Yeah, you have it. Of course it works. Yeah? By the way, I know a lot of rabbis that do that. Yeah? Yeah, it is. That's it. They have beracha. That's all that they need. So יום אחד גילה רב ששותפו גנב ממנו סכומי כסף גדולים מאוד. So now the problem though is that many times they don't realize that they're stealing from them. Right? The guy was stealing from the rabbi. Yeah? Many times it happens. At the end you say, listen, the rabbi is only putting the money. I'm the brain. I'm the everything. He's not really doing much, even though it's half-half. You could take more because I'm the worker. You know how it works. It starts like that, and then it continues. By the way, you should know that happens with a lot of things, by the way. Even when you make a shtar, many times the shutaf and everything, they justify it. You don't know how many stories you have of partnerships that one of them all of a sudden was taking extra. No, because I was working more. You weren't really doing anything. And stories after stories. Even with shtarot. Even with it. So what happened was the rabbi found out that the guy was obligated, a lot of money. Right? So all of a sudden, right? The guy disappeared. Sometimes that happens. Right? The second that they find out a little bit about it too much, boom, they disappeared. Now go look for them. Yeah, you can find them. Yeah? So Avru Khalfu Hashani, it passed some years. Rabbi Yaakov italmen mishto. Rabbi Yaakov, he became an alman. He became a widower. Yeah? His wife passed away. Uzman ma la'achar miken etziu lo isha lezvug shani. So they went and they gave him a second wife. They were going to do a shidduch for a second one. המשודכת הייתה הרבה יותר צעירה ממנו. She was much younger than him. וידוע כעשירה מופלגת ובעלת הון רב, and she was known to be a very, very wealthy woman. ניגש רבי יעקב לרבנו אריזל. So Rabbi Yaakov went to the Arizal and he wanted to ask him, should he actually go or not? Should he actually try to even go out with her? Harizal, right? Ariz ירזול לכך מאוד. He told him, yeah, go, get married to her. ואמר שיעשה את כל המעשים מנה להגיע למקום מגוריה של האישה, וינסה לה כמה שיותר מהר. Very interesting. That Arizal told him, try to go as quickly as possible to where she lives and try to get married also. As quickly as possible. Yeah? Rabbi Yaakov, the Arizal is telling you something. You're not going to do like the Arizal. He did it. והתחתן עם האישה הצעירה והעשירה, והנה למרות שהיא הייתה הרבה יותר צעירה ממנו, קרה אסון נורא, 3 חודשים לאחר החתונה, נפטרה האישה, הצער היה איום ונורא. 3 months later, Kaddish, passed away. Yeah, והנה, כשפתחו את צוואתה, so they open up her צוואה, her will, גילו שהנפטרת תורישה לבעלה כל רכושה הרב. Everything went to the husband. והזהירה את יורשיה האחרים, שלא ינסו לקחה ממנו מאומה, ואפילו לא פרוטה אחת. So she warned her family members, right? All the rest of her family members. don't even dare to try to take money away from him at all. Everything goes to the husband, every penny. Chazar Rabbi Yaakov l'Rabbeinu Arizal. So he comes back to the Arizal. He told him the entire sipur. Ve'az gila lo l'Arizal. Then the Arizal told him the truth. Oto shutav shegazal oto niftar. Yeah, the guy that stole from you, he passed away. He had to come back like a woman to get married to you. Her property was coming to you. That's a kapara for that which he stole in the previous gilgul. That's why I told you to get married to her. Everything was done in order that she could pay him back. And who was she? It was he. Yeah, that's what it was. So what's the big deal? So fine, you come back again. It's a second ride. Why can't you come back to this world again? Yeah, you want to come back a second time. What's the problem? Yeah, you come back, you try. Yeah, you open up one restaurant, you have a good food. Yeah, fricassee. You enjoy yourself. Yeah, merguez. Why not? So he says, כדי להבין את חומרת העונש שבדבר, המשיל על כך החפץ, right? חיים משל נפלא. So he says you should know, in order to understand the onish of what it is, the punishment of coming back in a gilgul, the Chafetz Chaim, he went, right? He says, listen to this mashal. Maaseh be'adam shi'ara min nechasav. There was a story that a person lost all his properties. וכדי להביא פרנסה לביתו, in order to bring parnasa to his family, נאלץ להיפרד מכל בני המשפחה, he had to leave his entire family, ולנדול לארץ רחוקה, he had to go very, very far away. Remember, nowadays, you go to China, it takes you a few hours, yeah? Right? Or it could be a day and a half. But it was right, soon it'll be a few hours. Yeah, it all depends with time. In the olden days, you had to travel, it was months and months, and sometimes you had to stay there for years until you're able to make parnasa. So he says, what happened? He had to be there a few years. He missed his family tremendously. He kept on having to work. That's the way it is. When he already had a lot of money, that he was able to get money together, he comes and he sends a message to his family, and he tells them that he's going to come and visit them. So he comes and he tells everybody goodbye. So somebody told him, listen, check very well, make sure that you don't owe anybody money before you leave. Remember, if you owe somebody money, check. Aval, you didn't need to. He said, I owe somebody money. I don't owe anybody money. He left. He said, no. He says, if you're not going to pay back what you owe, it's going to cause you problems. They're going to have to bring you back here. He started laughing. He says, what? For a few coins, people are going to come. They're going to bring me back to where I am. I live, I don't know, across the world. They're going to bring me back just to put me in. Doesn't make sense. He went on the boat. He starts traveling to go home. After he finally gets home, he starts feeling he's mitragesh. He wants to see his family, his children. He already sees his family. Right? I mean, they're already looking, they want to see him. Right? It says all of a sudden, when he sees them, they start waving and they start saying hello. All of a sudden, they close the namal. They close the ports. Right? He gets there, they're waving to him, they're saying hello. They close the ports. They come to him police. ואמרו לו שאין לו רשות להיכנס למדינה, אלא עליו לחזור למקום שממנו בא, ולשלם את כל חובותיו, ורק לאחר מכן תינתן לו רשות לחזור למדינה. He has to go back to where he came from, he has to pay back everybody, and then he has the permission to come back to his family. He says, imagine how much the guy's crying and going crazy. He tells the shotrim, he tells the police, listen, at least a few minutes. Let him see the family for a few minutes. He said, no. The police, they went and they said no, and they sent him back. So he says, the nimshal baru me'elav. He says the nimshal is very, very explained on its own, right? He says, Kol adam yageh shanim rabo ba'olam hazeh. Every single one of us, we come to this world for many years, right? In order to start saving up mitzvot and everything, l'olam haba. But there's isurim, there's everything. When we're already here, we go through everything in life. Yeah, until at the end, finally we come and we're going to go to olam haba. And that's where all our family members are. Yeah, but if a person didn't pay back all their debts in this world, he's not even going to be able to say hi to them there. They're going to be waving, but he's not even going to be able to say hi. He's going to have to come back down here as a gilgul. So imagine how much sa'ar, how much suffering is to the neshama. What an onish it is that he has to come back down here to pay back, right, all that which he stole or all that which he didn't pay back of debts. Because it's not only stealing. Sometimes it's a debt. Sometimes you borrowed money and you forgot. Yeah, how many times does it happen? So, can I borrow a pen? Yeah. Now you kept the pen. Now you forgot about it. Did you forgive? Not forgive? Yeah? אפילו שווה פרוטה. כתוב, even שווה פרוטה. Huh? השבע פרוטה is basically a few cents. A few cents. Yeah. No. If there's mechila, there's mechila, but you have to remember. Sometimes we don't even remember. Or sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. No, exactly. Sometimes you take more, you take less. No, 100%. It's true. It's true. In which case? Either you should be muchel or you ask them for it. So you should start praying that they should remember, they should tell you. That's the best, to start praying for that. Because at the end of the day, right, what are you going to do? You're going to tell them to be muchel. If you don't remember, how are you going to tell them anything? You understand? So if you don't know who you owe to, that's so you have to pray that Be'ezrat Hashem, that they should have that. Sometimes it's also, many times you could even put it out and they shoot it out as a text. If anybody, by the way, if I remember that I owe money to somebody, but I don't remember who, please, if it's you, just please let me know as soon as possible. It's very important. Usually then people will take it to heart. They say, by the way, because they're embarrassed. What I'm going to ask you for, there's even brought down in the halakha. There's a whole question about that in the halakha to do with that, if you're going to come and are you going to demand the money? For example, the halakha brings down, this is brought down in Chuppah V'Kiddushin. Imagine right now a person comes and he tells a woman, I'm going to marry you, right, with 100 coins. Here's one. Right? Or I'm going to marry you with 100 coins. Here's 99. There's a whole question whether he's married to her or not. Why? Some people say is because the fact that she would be embarrassed to ask for the last dollar, so maybe Be'emet, it's not a marriage. Because he only got married on condition to give her 100. He only gave her 99. The other one, maybe he's going to give it to her in 10 years, or maybe he's going to, but it doesn't matter. But right, she's embarrassed to ask for it. So that in itself is a problem. So there's a whole question in the halakha. I don't want to get into all because it's very, it's complicated. But I'm saying there's a concept, meaning sometimes people will be embarrassed, but it should be something that, listen, at the end of the day, this is what happened, so on and so forth, and that's it. And you just have to say it. Understand? Sometimes it's not pleasant. So now it says like this. In the Sefer Gedulat Mordechai, it's brought down in the name of the Gaon Tzaddik Rabbi Yaakov Mordechai Zal, Av Betin in Bulgaria. Right? It says over here like this. That he had a very good friend, that he was a very big lamdan. He knew how to learn very well. So whatever it was, he left. So he left and he became the Av Betin. After a few years, he came on Erev Shabbat to visit his city. So he saw his friend on the night of Shabbat. So basically he was just shooting out Tehillim. And he waited until he finished the entire Tehillim. So what's going on? Once upon a time, you used to learn Torah, and now you're just Tehillim. What's going on? You understand? Meaning it's downgrading. You understand? So he comes, and by the way, you should know, the reason why I say it's downgrading is because it's true. I have somebody that all the time when I'm giving Divrei Torah, he's saying Tehillim. I once went to him, I said, all the Tehillim that you're doing is not worth one iota to what one word of Torah is. So if you're already saying Tehillim Lilu Nishmat his mother, he might as well do Torah Lilu Nishmat. You understand? What is the Tehillim? So he comes and he says, Ana lo chavero bo v'asapeh lecha. He says, I'm going to tell you a story. La'achar nesiatecha mipo. Yeah, he says, after your nesiat. So he says, after you went and you traveled, lamadti m'chaver acher shabacharti bo. Right? We were learning together. We were everything. I went and I changed. I got another chaver. Ve'achar kach nachla chaverai. He became sick. V'yashavti etzlo kol yomei chol yom. So what happened was, I sat by him when he was sick the entire time. U'ksheraiti ki karov listalek. So when I saw that he was right about to leave, natati lo tkiat kaf u'bikashti mimenu sheyavo elai la'achar ptirato. So I told him, after he passes away, you should come to me. Kedei legalot li eze davar me'olam elyon. I told him, come to me to show me what's up there, what's going on. Chaveri shavak chaim, he left this world. Ach lo ba elai zman rav. He didn't come to me. Ad shekima v'davar. Kimat, I almost forgot about it. Achar kach nachalti b'machala mesukenet rachman litzlan. He became sick. He himself became sick. Mama, v'rofim noashu mimenu. There was no cure, no remedy, nothing. In the middle of the day, he says, all of a sudden, I see him. I see the friend. I was very happy to see him. And he told me, he says, you should know, you're going to be cured. So I told him, you don't remember that we had a handshake? We had a handshake. You were going to tell me what's going on up there. I can't tell you. If I tell you, you're not going to be able to decide what's good and bad. If I tell you what's going on upstairs, you're going to be able to tell me afterwards good things, bad things. You're not going to have bechira choshit, free will. But I will tell you something. What is the greatest and the worst thing in the olam ha'elyon? תדע כי הדבר היותר טוב בעולם העליון לגמור בשבת קודש תהילים בלי הפסק. You finish תהילים without stopping. Shabbat Kodesh. On Shabbat. Yeah? Shabbat Kodesh תהילים without הפסק. והדבר היותר גרוע בעולם העליון הוא הלוקח ממון חברו על ידי גנבה או גזלה וכדומה. He says the worst thing is if you're going to take money, right? You're going to take money, lokach mamon chavero, through geneva or gezela. That's the worst thing. So the best thing was Tehillim without a sec on Shabbat Kodesh. And that's what he was doing. Meaning he didn't stop learning Torah. He was always learning Torah. And he used to learn. But the most important thing is Tehillim on Shabbat, b'li hefsek. Yeah, powerful. Tehillim. We're going to start. Here we used to, okay, here we never, yeah, 100%. In Onsho shel Ganav, the punishment of a Ganav. There was once a story with the Maran HaChazon Ish. Rav Yaakov Shechter natan HaChazon Shaon Zahav. He gave the Chazon Ish a golden watch. The Chazon Ish took it. Sometimes the Chazon Ish, he wouldn't take presents. But he took it purposely so that way he would give him a good feeling. And then what happened? They stole the golden watch. Yeah, from the Chazon Ish, they stole the golden watch. ומאוד מאוד חרה לרב, לא על שעון הזהב, את השעון עצמו היה צריך לכפרה, אלא על זה שניצלו את טובו, שהרי ביתו היה פתוח לרבים וניצלו זו לגניבה. He says he wasn't upset that they stole the watch, because the watch, okay, kapara, that doesn't matter. But that they went and they took advantage that his house was always open. So people would be able to come in and out, and then they stole. So שסופו של גנב לא יהיה טוב. So he says, because of that, it's not going to be good. ואכן לאחר מכן נודע מי האיש שגנב, מצאו מוטל במת באחת החצרות. He was found dead in one of the חצרות. But they found out who it was, דרך שיחה. It's brought down. Why? Because if they already took advantage of what? The house is open, and they're going to take advantage to do it, that's already too much. So B'ezrat Hashem, we